out. Talk it out, show. Talk it out, show. Talk it out. Talk it out.
Yeah, talk it out, trying to figure out the path. We over here doing everything with the rap.
Hey, welcome to the Talk It Out Show. I'm Lydia.
And I am Joanne.
Yes, we are here, boo-boo. We are
here. Here for you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about business relationships.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you go into business with somebody, please, there's this thing called paper. All the stuff is jotted down. Mm-hmm. And a pen. Some people have computers and they type it or their tablet or their phone. Mm-hmm. Please write down your agreements.
Yes.
Because if you don't, people will come back to you wanting to change up on the agreements. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have to then make a choice. Do you want to continue to work with the person or don't work with the person? There's something I wanted to say to my sister, and I say to you guys, and I always say this. And I know my sister doesn't really understand it, which is fine. I'm not going to knock her for it because literally I probably figured it out 5 minutes before I told her. So, and literally it could be a couple of days, but I'm just saying 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that long before I told her that I figured it out on my own. Mm-hmm. So I dropped my pen, don't drop your pen. Like, don't drop the soap, don't drop the pen. But one thing I told my sister, I said, when you have a business, whatever business it is, everything you do is business. It is business from the beginning to the end. You don't want to go halfway and not. Even if you volunteer your services, it's a business. You want to at least have a receipt saying you volunteer your services and this is how much your service is worth.
Your worth.
But there's sometimes as human beings, and like I said, because I've done it too, is where you want to be nice and you want to help people out. But you got to understand, they're going to benefit off of your help. Even if you volunteer, you donate money, whatever it is, they are benefiting off of you. You have to be able to benefit off the other person. When you're in a business, both parties should benefit. If both parties are not benefiting, then you are not doing business, and now this is a hobby. You do not want your business to ever be a part of your hobby. Hobbies is, I'm knitting, and that's just, ta-da, I'm learning how to knit, and it's a hobby to keep me calm and cool, collective. But when you decide to make that knitting a business, it is not a hobby anymore. That means you got to put it into a business sense. So, my sister, I trained her voice. Go ahead, hit a note. Oh, see, she wouldn't have been able to do that without me. No. So my sister is a singer. So my thing is, that I told her is, you charge for your singing. I don't care if it's $1. You say, I gave this person it's $1, but they got a 99% discount or a 0.2 this, whatever you want to do for your discount for that thing, because that is her business. And what my sister told me, and when we had our dispute about it, she, was like, I'm bringing it up because we need it, because we got to be real about it. We got to be real about it.
Why you telling my business?
I got to tell you business. Because she was like, well, no, my business is this. And this has nothing to do with that. And I was like, no, anytime any of your services used, it goes with that under your business name, under your business title, under everything. Because even like, if you paid attention when you got your tax ID number or your registration, it says when you do it again, you still use the same tax ID number. So you can have tons of businesses. It's still going to be usually under that tax ID number. So you have 15,000 tax ID numbers. Right. You have it that way. So this is your business, is singing. Like I told her when I was doing the group for her and her friend to sing on the group, they were going to get paid. That was under their business. However they wanted me to write their name on the check, it's how they was going to get it. So if I want to write their original name, Joanne, or their business name, Lukapuka, that's what I was going to be under, because that's what it is. Because at the end of the day, the Soulful Sisters was under my name. So that's my business. So I have to pay them per their job, so I can get my tax, so I can get my tax write-off and they can get their tax write-off. See how that all blends together? And some people won't look at it that way. Some people will be like, I helped you by buying so-and-so from you. Or I helped you by promoting you. Or I helped you by this. And like I said, you don't have to do anything without getting paid. Promoting, sharing a video, you don't have to do anything without getting paid. But there's like cycles. If I share your video, you share my video. If I like your page, you like my page. If I
system.
Yeah, it's so we can help grow together.
Yes.
And it's about growing together and not being jealous or hating on somebody else if they surpass you or succeed, overdo you. But people feel like that's what they need to do. And I found it like one of those things that it bothers me because it's like, I can work with you or I don't have to work with you. The way it goes, I'm doing my thing. I don't have to work with you. And I've learned that about myself, that I will quit on you. If you change what the rules are that we agreed to, I'll quit. I don't have a problem quitting. And then they will be like, I thought you had to be a woman of your word. I wanted to make sure that's clear. I thought you had to be a woman of your word, Lydia. You know what you said? Yeah. But you have to be a woman of your word. The moment you change the word, then the contract that we agreed upon is null and void. So if you keep it the way it is and I don't hold my bargain, then you can talk about me not being a woman of my word. But if I'm holding my bargain and you go like this, she's doing better than I am. Well, I want to be noticed on that so-and-so platform too. Well, then guess what happens? Change the rules. And as you change the rules, what happens? Contract change. I don't have to uphold my word anymore because you changed the contract. How do you feel?
I agree with that. I mean, I've always been a person who believes to be a person of their word, and sometimes I overdo that. Not too much. I'm wearing myself out, but
ain't that the truth?
On doing that, but I do. I totally see what you're saying, because that's not what the original plan was. That's not the original agreement. That's not, and I know life changes and things change and stuff like that, but that being fickle, if you're in business agreements, ain't working out. That don't work out. And so then that means it, like she's saying, if we agreed something in the beginning, you change up on me, that doesn't mean I have to withhold it, but I don't have to hold it up in anything anymore. I can get out because you totally switched up.
And don't say yes to everything.
Yes.
Everything is not worth saying yes to. It might sound good and go, this will promote me, but in the long run, it's not going to promote you. It's promoting them. So you got to understand that too. That's why I don't jump into everything. You don't see Lydia jumping and diving and everything. Lydia's like, I learned real quick, like, okay, we can sit there and say I'm going to get promoted all kinds of ways, but I've never been promoted. I learned that dealing with the kids. When the kids were performing and stuff, they were performing all over the place, and then people would get jealous, and then they stop inviting the kids, or they're just getting benefits. They know people gonna come because my kids were coming. So my kids were coming. People were like, "Oh, good, I'm glad you came. You didn't go on first yet. You didn't go on yet, did you?" And that's what they always say. Did you go? Every time I say, "Did you go on?" No, the kids are going, "Oh, good. That's what I got here for." So they were benefiting all of my kids, but did my kids get any money for it? Did they get any restitution for it or anything? They got clout because everybody knew about it, but they didn't get what they needed. When the superstar came, they made sure not to bring the kids because they didn't want the kids to overpower their attention. So you learn that, and I had to learn with a whole bunch of bruises. So I tried to stop my sister from getting all those bruises. I tried to stop a lot of people from getting bruises because the bruises be hurting. And your feelings hurt more than the bruises do, but it's a hard thing to do. But business ain't easy.
No, it's not.
It ain't easy.
We've been trying it for years.
Yes, and we're learning. And we've been through a lot of struggle. But boy, when we blow up, it's going to be... it might be 90. No. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't even believe we're going to be 90 because we're going to now start working on our businesses at least 4 to 16 hours a day. And I said 16 because if I would have said 4 to 6 hours, we might stop really at 4 or 6. So 4 to 16 hours a day, we're going to be working our business because we do want it to move up. And we don't want to wait till we're 90 years old to do it. We want to move and get it going. So you guys going to see us. We're going to be back on our grind, making our music and our songs. And yes, we only promote our music and our songs. But if the scavenger hunt, your commercials will be on up there, okay? And we do that, so that's how we do it. I mean, it's up to you guys how we what we do, but I just want you guys to know that business, I don't care what it is, from your YouTube page, from selling stuff, using Etsy, Shopify, so and so, web page building, blogging, vlogging,
whatever.
all the stuff that you do, podcasts, all those type of things, radio, movies, TV shows, skits, all those things. It takes a lot of hard work.
Yes, it does.
And be prepared for the people that come in there. And yes, you might have to have a contract with everybody you work with so they can stick to that, because the moment they see you blow up is the moment they're going to ask for more cheddar. And you be like, you agreed to this. And when this contract comes up, then we can then discuss more cheddar.
Yeah.
But until this moves up, you can't discuss more cheddar. Sorry, boo-boo. And a contract will hold you to that. And I used to say, why everybody do contract? I now know why everybody do contract. Because people will change like that in a heartbeat. They will change. Did I say change? Change. And you don't want to deal with that. You don't. Because you got to deal with people being jealous. You got to deal with people going, well, what about, why is this more on you and not on me? And then you got to deal with all those things. And sometimes it works like that. But you got to learn that something has to grow. You know what I mean? Something has to grow. So if you have, like me and Joanne, we have a lot of things that we do together. So then I'm like, something has to move forward.
Out of one of them.
Out of one. Because if that one moves forward, guess what happens? All the other stuff will move forward, because now you have something that is financially helping you already. So now everything behind that will now help you grow. But if you're trying to get everything to grow at the same time, you're not going to make it, because you're missing out on the growth. So you got to make one thing grow. That's what it was funny, because I said this like a million times to my nephew. The same thing to my niece and my nephew, not my niece, my daughter and my nephew. I said this a lot to them, and I said it to my niece too, and Texas. But one thing I told them, I said, one of these things have to grow, and I told them which one I would like to grow first, but you know, people don't understand how much work it is to do something. So I'm like, well, and so now, because he is now one of those things that he's on punishment until this one thing gets to the next level. So he was like, okay, Auntie, can I work this other page until that gets to it? Because it's already established. And I said, you know what? I would normally say no, because I really wanted this page to grow. But I'll give it to you. But he had, like, you know, he had this page, there was another page, there was another page, and then there's another thing that he could have worked to make grow. And so he chose this one. I said, okay, I'm not going to let you change again, but okay, let's go. And so, but I think now when he talks, he goes, yes, you got, because if we get this one page to grow, everything else will go. Like he said it like it was, like it never been said, like it never came out my mouth. And I was like, yeah, I think I said that 10 million and 22 times. If that's what's going to happen. Oh, you did say that, Auntie. Yes, I did. You can't make everything grow at the same time. And that's one thing I've learned from, like, Tyler Perry, David E. Talbert. That's my favorite right there, David E. Talbert. Some of these rappers and successful people, even like a prime example before I go is Drake. Drake always wanted to be a rapper. But where did he start off? Acting. He was in
Degrassi.
Thank you. I didn't know what you want to call it, Cassie or Degrassi. But that's where he started off, and now he's a rapper doing what he wants to do. Ice Cube was a rapper. Now he is an actor, producer, director. They started and they moved to something else, but they had to do one to be successful to get to the other. My girl Candy Burris from Atlanta Housewives started from Escape to being the multi-entrepreneur that she is. So when I'm saying, you see prime examples, but I don't think you're putting it together. That's what it is. One can get you every other platform you're doing. So you get one done and everything else will follow through. And I said that from the beginning. And sometimes you can say something, but you don't know how to make it work.
Yeah.
And I'm learning how to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm working it. Mm-hmm. And once it works, everybody's going to be blessed because we're all in the same circle of business. And that is the key. Now, if you don't have the same circle of business, you can't. You got to have a circle crew that will support you die hard from the beginning to the end. And when they do work their butt out to help you from the beginning to the end, don't dog them. And don't leave them behind. And don't act like you did it by yourself. That's another pet peeve of mine. Don't do it. Mm. Anything you got to say about business, sis?
No, I'm listening to you. That's great.
But you got some business knowledge too.
No, I do not. Because everything you said is what I went through too. And I am really agreeing with you over here.
Well, there you go.
Like, amen. Amen, sister. There you go. That's all I can think of. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Woo. We'll see you soon.
Mm-hmm.
Talk it out, show, talk it out.